Joining me now is Kevin O'Leary. Kevin, great to see you. Thank you for in person. This is our first time in person. Why did the big question? As a journalist, I always follow the money, so I suspect money had the most to do with it. But why did the PGA turn around and accept this deal?
There was a tremendous amount of litigation going on. At the end of the day, they want, and both sides want this, they want golf to be a global platform. I mean, this is a sport that could be relevant all around the world. And the best way to do it is to put these two behemoths together. And, this should not be a surprise to anybody. Saudi Arabia, for the last 3 years, has been broadcasting around the world that they intend to diversify their economy. They targeted sports 5 years ago. They went out of their way to start focusing on it, and they are executing on exactly what they want to do. Now, I understand the controversy, but at the same time, you have to think forward as well. And so I think Rory said it well. Do you want to have an enemy in this? Is the aggregation of all this capital into sports, or do you want a partner? Every partnership in every sector has its ups and downs. But it's clear to me now that the PGA and every golfer, even the critics, are better off. Better purses, more diversified locations, more team excitement, and a brand new multi-billion audience for golf.
But you say they want to have it worldwide. I can understand soccer because you don't need much to have a soccer game. You just have to have a field somewhere. It's a rich, let's face it, golf is a rich country's sport because you need to have a lot of space. You need to keep those lawns very well maintained, et cetera. It's easy to make soccer around the world. It's more difficult to do so with golf.
Well, what I love about, if you haven't been to Riyadh in the last 6 years, you haven't been to Riyadh. I was blown away when I went there. It's such a change in the culture, too, and in the society. So for all the criticism that people have against Saudi Arabia, they shouldn't even speak a word unless they go to Riyadh or they travel there. It's such a diverse place. And everybody thinks it's just a desert. That's not true either. They want exercise in their own population. But what I love the most about what's happened here, even though there's controversy around it, I love competition in every sector of the economy. They are competing, they're disruptive, they're making it better, they're making it bigger. I say bring it on in tennis, bring it on in soccer, bring it on in Formula One. What's the matter if you have a great investment vehicle like their sovereign wealth, and they're not the only country that has this amount of capital? Why not diversify it out of energy, which is exactly what they're doing?
All right, let me switch to crypto because I know you're hot on this one. The SEC filed back-to-back lawsuits against crypto exchanges Binance and Coinbase this week. Coinbase CEO assuring customers that their funds are safe. I'm just wondering, I clearly think that SEC, Gary Gensler, and he's essentially said as much, that he wants to regulate the entire crypto market. Does this kill it for investors?
No, this is actually good for investors. Finally, we're going to have a showdown at the OK Corral.
So in other words, it's good to have clear borders in terms of the law with regard to crypto.
The reason crypto is going nowhere, the reason this asset class has not budged between, if the best index is the price of Bitcoin, between $25,000 and $30,000, it's going to stay there forever because there isn't a single dollar of institutional capital in this space. Zero. They are not going to get involved in a fight with the SEC because every sovereign wealth fund, every institution that invests money or manages it is actually in sync with the SEC as their regulator. They don't go to war with them. So what I would encourage Coinbase, which is the granddaddy of the centralized wallet, the first in America, I would swap out management. And I don't mean to be... Brian, the founder, CEO, he's a great pioneer. But he doesn't have what it takes to take it to the next level. The idea of going to war with the SEC for the fourth time, I mean, Gensler's made it clear. The answer is no. It was no 3 no's ago. It was no number 2, no number 3, now no number 4. If you're on the board, you get a new CEO and you go back in and you say, what's so wrong with making this a security and letting the institutions come in?
Kevin, we have some breaking news. I got to leave it at that, but wonderful to see you in person. Thank you for being here.